Welcome to another Game Nexus Mame review. Today we'll be looking at Zero Wing, which was released in 1989 by Toaplan. This is the version by Williams Electronic Games, which actually had two-player simultaneous mode. Plus, when you started out here, you started out with your little ship pods with you instead of having to collect them. Another good bonus to this version is, instead of dying and then having to start like from a designated point where of course you would be able to get your power-ups and stuff in time, you actually keep going when you die, which is a really nice thing in this version. Basically, this is a horizontal shooter very much in the vein of R-Type. There's three different weapons: the standard red bullets, those blue lasers you just saw me using, and then these homing missiles. I personally prefer the homing missiles. What happens in this game is if you continuously collect the same power-up, your power-up will level up. So in essence, up here is going to be a... well, I missed that one. But the next one will be that red shooting again. But if I collect that, it'll just go back to level 1 red shooting, and it'll just be the same as it was when I started. But if I collect the green one again, it'll be level 2 homing missiles, which are a lot better, of course. And of course, if all of you didn't know, this was the game where the whole all your base would belong to us phenomenon started from. It was the Sega Mega Drive version, which I'll be looking at later in another video. But this is basically where the game started in '89 in the arcades. It was released for the Mega Drive in Japan and Europe in '91, and it was released on the PC Engine CD, which of course as we know as the TurboGrafx CD, in 1992. And this game is basically full of your like robotic enemies, spaceships and stuff that'll fly at you, shooting all kinds of missiles and stuff. And that's what I was telling you about the homing missiles. Now you notice the homing missiles have these little fins on the edges of them. And it just seems like they home better now, in my opinion. Okay, here comes some more enemies. I always hated these guys. They throw this big ring of shots at you, but they're not too bad to dodge. Another cool thing to know is your little ship pods. You can actually use them to block stuff. You'll notice I do it several times in this video. Basically, if a bullet hits your little ship pods, it won't hurt you. You can also use them to destroy minor enemies. So in essence, if one of those little enemies like on the bottom that shoots you, if your ship pods hit them, they'll destroy them, which is a really nice thing, because then you can just destroy those very quickly instead of having to shoot them. There's the blue one again, we're just going to avoid that. And let's just get rid of these guys for the sub-bosses coming up here. And right here, as you're seeing, he's hiding behind the wall there. He's going to come out in a second. I'm going to throw the Mega Bomb at him, which is a power-up that I'd collect. Let's throw the Mega Bomb. That'll blow him up a little. Now we're going to take all kinds of missiles at him. Gotta watch out for that big shot. I usually use my ship pod to shield myself from that. And then of course he just very slowly blows up. Falls onto the bottom there. Okay, and right after this there's gonna be a barrage of these little green ships, so you better get shooting early. This is more or less your 16-bit era arcade game, so everything looks pretty good in this game. No real complaints about the graphics. The only thing I really don't like is like these ships and the ships in the beginning of the screen kind of flashed red. I found that a little bit annoying. No other version of this game has that feature, which is good. Take care of these guys here. Two of these little ships, but you can destroy this one before it even gets up if you're quick enough. Now here are my level 3 homing missiles. They're just like little green triangle things, but they're better than even those level 2 ones you saw. I notice as I'm leveling up here, my little ship pods are getting bigger, which is good because not only do they shoot more, but they also shield me a lot more. And these guys are very easy to kill when you have the level 3 homing missiles. So let's get rid of them. And of course, if you're a huge All Your Base fan, you'll notice the music in the background is just like it was in the All Your Base music video. You'll notice as I just died there, and again, what happens is I just respawn in the exact same spot, whereas in the in the arcade version, the original one, what would happen is I would die, and I'd be started out like quite a ways back, and there would only be one of the power-ups to actually help me there, and you just have the regular red bullets to defeat the boss there. That wasn't too nice if you ask me. Now onto the second level here. And this one's a little bit different. It's the same idea with the ship pods and everything. I'm just gonna get out of the way of the blue one because I don't want those lasers. They're not really all that good. And one thing you'll notice is this level's full of these little ships, those weird walking things that you can blow their heads up and they still keep walking. And here's the green one again. This will get us back up to our level 2 homing missiles. Watch out for all these ships. Random bullets come around, you know. Yeah, this level is very robotic looking as compared to the last one. The last one looked like you were kind of invading like a big top of a big ship. But this one, it's more or less like all these enemies are coming at you and it's like this robotic factory or something like that. Good thing to notice there is notice how my ship pod grazed that thing. It didn't actually collect it. Oh, and you gotta watch out for that. If you're holding the Mega Bomb like I was there, and you get hit, then it'll actually explode. So that's one thing to always watch out for. Okay. Speed ups always help, of course. And you know, there's just like in the previous level, I'm at level 3 and my little ship pods there are really big now. So they provide a lot of protection for me. I still can't believe in this level how many of those little ships there are. There's a lot of them. And of course there's things like you just saw on the top there that are actually shooting bullets at me trying to kill me. Just like you had the little ones on the bottom of the previous stage. Now here's some bigger enemies. Bring a little bit more of variety to the level. Now that wasn't too tough when you got one of them, but they're probably going to throw multiple in my face in just a minute here. And I died. The only saving grace here is when you die, you start with the same weapon you had. Not at the same level, but at least you still start with your homing missiles instead of starting with the lame red shooting like you would in the other version of this game. You gotta blow up all these little barriers here. Okay, let's take care of all these. Homing missiles help a little bit here, but the problem here is they're homing in on the one I don't want to shoot, of course, because they just home in on any enemy. Well, basically, that's Zero Wing in the arcades. It's a very cool shooter. I'd highly recommend it. Give it a try. Until next time, this has been another Game Nexus Mame review, and I'll see you when I do the console versions. And let's just blow this up.